Hey guys, first things first. Whoa, I'm really blown away. My last video did so much better than I expected. The views, the likes, the comments, I'm honestly speechless. I'm really happy that people are interested in my game. I mean, that was the plan all along, but getting a comment like, where is a Steam page so I can wishlist it from someone I have never seen before, that's a really good feeling. And I know my numbers are still small compared to others.
What's up, gamers?
But everyone has to start somewhere. So, I really want to thank everyone who decided to stick around and follow my channel. That really means a lot to me. And now to the actual purpose of this video. I want to talk about what's next for the game. First of all, there is a Discord server which I never promoted. The link is in the description if you want to know more about the game or just hang around. The Steam page was originally something I wanted to set up while the beta test was running, but the more I thought about it, the more I realized sooner is better than later. So I'm using this video to point you to the Steam page as well. The link will be also in the description as soon as it's set up. Once the Steam page is live, the trailer for the game will be online as well. So if you want to follow what's happening next, there are now two places to go: Discord and Steam. As for the release itself, there are still a few things I need to do, even though the game is technically considered done. I want to run one final beta test to fix the remaining bugs, and I don't want to rush that. This is my first game and I want to do things properly, not quickly. The Steam release is planned for soon. I'll share the exact date as soon as I'm confident about it. Right now, it's looking like March or maybe early April. The initial release will be on Steam only, after that, Epic Games Store and itch.io. I haven't looked into it, but as a Mac user, I also want to release it on Windows plus Mac. Gamepad and touch controls are already implemented, but again, since this is my first time doing all of this, I want to take things one step at a time. If you're interested in playing the game on a specific device, my plan is to release it everywhere, as long as the costs are reasonable. Consoles, for example, are something I'd like to focus on, but from what I've heard, developer consoles aren't exactly cheap, and that's something I have to consider. I can already hear some of you guys saying, Steam and Discord should have been set up months ago, and yeah, you're probably right. I'm definitely late when it comes to marketing the game. But to be completely honest, until a couple weeks ago, I genuinely didn't know if I would ever finish it. There were so many problems along the way, and some of them took weeks, others even months to solve. And there was always this little voice in my head saying, just leave it. You're never going to finish this. So why bother marketing a game that might never be released? Yeah, not my smartest decision. In the worst case scenario, I could have just deleted everything. But even after I finally managed to finish the game, the problems didn't stop. Let me give you a pretty recent example. In my last video, I mentioned that the translations were still missing and most of it is done. I developed the game in German because all of my testers speak German, and since it's my native language, I thought it would make development easier. I also assumed that translation would be a fairly simple task. There is this program called PoEdit that promises fast automated translations. So, my plan was simple. Finish the game, throw the text into PoEdit, wait a few minutes and be done. At that point, I planned to support 6 languages, the most common ones to reach more people. After importing the .po file, the first thing I saw was that I had to pay for it. Fair enough, someone clearly spent a lot of time developing that tool. 80 euros for more than 50,000 words. Not cheap, but if it saves time, it's worth it. So I let Poetry translate the game. And holy shit, it was one of the worst translation experiences I have ever seen. Google Translate would have been high-end by comparison. It was so bad, I couldn't even properly describe it. So I was back at square one, looking for solutions. After 3 weeks, I gave up. If you want it done right, there really is no better way than doing it yourself. And that's exactly what I did. More than 52,000 words translated manually, by myself. It took me about a month. The upside of that was that I read every single line, so I know exactly what's in the game and I'm confident that nothing is wrong in the translations. After finishing everything and importing it back into the game, I tested it again, only to realize that everything my mouse was pointing at wasn't translated. Same for the main menu and the settings menu. The reason for this is the point and click adventure toolkit I'm using. There is a function called update advanced cursor. Inside that function, the game checks whether the mouse is pointing at something or not to decide to show a tooltip or not. To do that, it uses name variables because text variables can't be compared. The problem is, Unreal's localization dashboard system doesn't treat name variables as translatable text, even though it contains text. Same issue with parts of the menu. I spent another 2 or 3 weeks looking for a solution that wouldn't break the game, and I couldn't find one. That's why I eventually hired someone on Fiverr to help me, which I also mentioned in the last video. We managed to fix everything related to the cursor tooltips. This happened a few days ago, or by the release of this video, something around a week ago, just so you know how recent everything happened. The menus, however, are still a bit more complicated than expected. The menus are translating now, but they don't respond when I click them, which we are currently working on. So yeah, that's how much time can be lost on something that sounds as simple as translations. I honestly haven't worked on actual game content since late September 2025. All I've been doing is finishing things and fixing problems, and even then, new issues keep popping up. This was just one example, and maybe I'll make a separate video focused more on creators and developers where I go into detail about the problems I had and how I solved them. It would be a more technical video, but maybe it helps someone out there, and yeah, thank you for listening. If anything wasn't clear or if you want to know more about a specific part of the game, let me know in the comments. I'll try my best to keep the channel alive.